Greetings, comrades, and hello, everyone. I'm Quint866. Welcome to me talking about Megaman X. Now, we all love Megaman X, for those of us fans of Megaman. However, there is one thing that Megaman X does quite well, most of the time. The characters. My personal favorite characters in the X franchise are the X Hunters, which is what I'll be talking about today in this video. But before we begin, for those of you who don't know the main characters of Mega Man X, there is X, Zero, Sigma. X is the main character, who's Mega Man, Zero is the Proto Man, and Sigma is pretty much the Dr. Wily / Bass of this series. Or Bass? I don't know. I've always pronounced it Bass as a kid, and Bass is just how everyone else says it. I just can't say it for the love of God because that's what I've said as much as a kid. So, to recap, after that long kind of stutter, we have Mega Man X, we have Zero, and we have Y. You don't remember that one? Haven't you ever seen Jay's reviews? There's a character named Y in Mega Man X.
Once you actually do unlock a part, you can't use it. In X5, when you unlocked one, you could equip as many as you wanted that didn't exceed the max. Here, you need Nightmare Souls, which are dropped by Nightmare Viruses when being defeated. So in other words, you have to grind to use your parts that you already earned. Why? Upon entering the first gate stage, you make your way into the secret laboratory, and then this happens. You've got to be kidding me! How am I supposed to get through here? Okay, I tried the ice burst and made it through it. No! Why do I even need a special weapon anyway, as either X or Zero? You can go to the castles before even beating all 8 Mavericks to begin with, so how does this make sense? On my first playthrough of X6, I just played like all the other games, where I passively played, not looking for anything, and all of the last 5 games were beatable with the bare essentials. X5 not as much, but still. Here, nope. For the first time in Mega Man X history, you have to collect items to beat this adventure. Why? Since literally, I have to equip Zero's techniques. Why? 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 Why?
Proof enough for ya? Okay. I'm sorry, Jay's Reviews. I love your videos. And I totally agree with you on Mega Man X6 being the worst in the series. But I couldn't help it. I couldn't help but put that together. So, that's to you, Jay's Reviews. Anyways, this is the point. I'm going to be talking about the X Hunters, one of my favorite aspects of the Mega Man X games. Without time to waste, let's haste. X, I shall crush you like a tin can. Now, I love Violin as a boss, and as a character. He's one of my favorite Mega Man X characters, and he's also been talked about in my top 9 Mega Man X characters video, alongside my favorite character, who's another one of the X Hunters, believe it or not. But that's a story for a different time when you can click on that video for yourself. My point is this, Violin, even though he's not the most well-developed X character, I do have to admit he's one of the better boss characters. Considering he has dialogue, he has quite a unique personality, even if he is the typical, "Rawr, I'm the strong bad guy" type. But I like him for that, because he was played in a unique way, even though it's stereotypical that he did that. It cannot be! Now the unification is in jeopardy! Urgh. I am Surges, and I cannot allow you to stop the unification. It is for the good of all. Okay, Surges. Even though he made my top 9 Mega Man X characters, he is easily my least favorite of the X Hunters. He is a good character, but as a boss, oh boy. I can go down countless reasons why his boss fight, not this one's alright in retrospect, but his second fight is insane. Like, guys, I am not joking. I have literally an hour. Like, I have spent an hour on that fight, even on the Legacy Collection for the Switch, and I could only beat it still in Rookie mode. Even with 4 full sub-tanks, I could only beat it in Rookie mode. I can't beat it in normal mode, so that's just disappointing. But that's beside the point from now. Surges was alright, I guess, but I'll talk about him a bit later when we get to his second battle, which I'll show in this video as well. But hey, at least for an old man robot, he certainly got some agility. Well, more like acrobatics. I guess agility is the wrong word. You have merely delayed the inevitable. We will meet again. X. Welcome, X. Your destruction is at hand. Hands down, my favorite Mega Man X character of all time. Bar none. I don't care what anyone says, guys. Even if he is literally just an evil version of Zero, I don't care. I prefer Agile over Zero. For those of you saying that Zero is better, well, you're right. As a hero and a character, he's better. But Zero's boss fights have been hit or miss for me. I mean, his battle in Mega Man X2 was okay. X5, it was disappointing. And in other games, like, I don't know, the ones that I haven't played where you might fight Zero, I don't know, guys. Zero's boss battles were disappointing. But that's beside the point. Agile is so cool. No further explanation needed. I may have failed, but you will never live to see Zero. Farewell! Violin is back! Again! Okay, I know, guys, this is gonna sound weird for those of you who haven't played the game, but you don't actually kill Violin during his first fight. Violin actually escapes, and you have to fight him again. So technically fighting him the first time is optional, but I recommend doing it if you don't want to fight, spoilers, Zero later on. I mean, I have to admit, even though it's harder to fight these three guys than it is to fight Zero, it does lead to a heartwarming scene with you not having to fight your own friend and having to see Zero totally own Sigma with a roast. Not the best roast ever, but one of the better ones, at least on the Super Nintendo. Violin isn't too different this time around. He doesn't change out his body or change out his weapon style or whatever. He just changes the environment and his defense. For starters, whenever he makes the yellow platforms appear, he will be impervious to most attacks. However, when he isn't making those blocks appear, that is when he's vulnerable. He's pretty much the same, though, otherwise. Ugh! What? How? How could he have overloaded my circuits? Ugh! Alright, no boss, just a floor of spikes. Wait, what are those platforms doing there? Or did I just jump on them? What is that? Not you again! This is all I have to say about Surgis's tank in terms of difficulty.
Hang in there. Don't let it get to you.
You shut the fuck up!
Also,
you shut the fuck
let
up!
it get you a little bit.
You shut the fuck up! You shut the fuck up! I hope you die in a fire! Shut the fuck up!
Even though the difficulty is high, this battle is really long. Like, look at it at quadruple speed. This is impossible! The prophecy must be fulfilled! Here's Agile yet again. And I know this is going to sound weird considering this fight is actually, in my opinion, easier than his first fight, but I prefer his first fight despite it being pretty challenging. I mean, yeah, I do not like it that he gets to shoot beams out of a sword, or beam slashes, beam waves, I don't know what to call them. But to be fair though, Zero can do that too, so I guess it's not a huge problem. But it would be a problem if you had a way to actually efficiently avoid it without having to react super quickly. But Agile here is a lot more tolerable. I mean, even though his first battle is actually pretty hard, and even I still have trouble on his first battle, I still admire him as a character, even if his battle is a bit too hard, if you ask me. And considering the fact that you really only get one shot at actually trying to beat him, because if you don't beat him on the first, or if you ever get a second try, he's gonna escape and not appear on the map again, so that is a problem. Even though Violent Insurgents will stay on the map for the most time, Agile will be the first one to not be able to replay. So yeah, if you're trying to get Agile on your first try, be prepared. What? No! This cannot be! Master, avenge me! Ah! And now we move on to X3's hunters, or counter hunters. But I was going to say before we get there, just real quickly, you see in X2, you had to fight the counter hunters twice, no matter what you did. I mean, you could choose to skip their first battle, but I don't recommend doing that. But in X3, you can choose if you want to kill or spare them, and I really like this function. It does give you different bosses if you choose to kill them, so yeah. Welcome, X. I'm Bit. I have my orders. You are to be destroyed. Now, the previous X-Hunters you saw were all from X2. These ones are from X3 from here on out. So, X3 had its version of the X-Hunters, and in my opinion, they're better as a group, but in terms of singular characters, I prefer the X-Hunters in X2 as individuals, but as a group, I prefer these guys. Anyways, this first one is Bit, who is easily the hardest fight of all of the X-Hunters of X3. This Reploid's special abilities are too... No, it can't be. Gah! Nice to meet you, X. I am Byte. I've been programmed to exterminate you. This is Byte. Byte is the second X-Hunter of X3, and unlike Bit, who's a pretty tricky and fun fight, Byte is a pushover. I mean, yeah, sure, he can do a lot of damage if he hits you, but the big thing there is the if. If he hits you. But if he does hit you hard, so it does do a lot of damage, but that's unlikely considering if you just keep wall jumping, you're golden. This is also a prime example of how the big guy isn't always better than the little guy. Because Bit is smaller and harder, but Byte is bigger but weaker. So, hear that, people? Big guys aren't always tough. No! How can this great power be generated from within such an ancient machine? Well done, X. The victory is yours. It was a good battle. You're trapped, X! Vile? Zero and I destroyed you years ago! This factory is set to blow in a matter of minutes. Until then, I'll try and keep you busy. Let us begin, X. Vile Mark II, and even though if you guys can complain that I didn't include first Vile from the first game, he doesn't count in regards because he was one X-Hunter. You see, the key thing about X-Hunters is that they're a group. They're a team of anti-hunters. So Vile in X1 does not make this list of the history of the X-Hunters because he's just one person. He's just like base instead of, you know, the guys from the Wily Wars, the, Genesis unit? I don't know what they were called, but they had something like Storm Charger H, Water Snake S, and something else. I don't remember. Anyways, Vile Mark II is alright, I guess. He's easily my least favorite of the X-Hunters in X3, even though I prefer Surges over him. Surge is still hard, but Vile is tedious. I mean, look at the battle, guys. It's long, 2 phases, and unlike Surges, where you get to see a change between his 2 fights, in this case, the only change is 2 of his attacks. So if you leave him alive, which you shouldn't, he's just going to change 2 of his attacks, and it's not going to be interesting at all. Don't think that this is the end, X. I will haunt you until the day you die. We've been waiting for you, X. Dr. Doppler modified us after our first battle against you. Take a look at these new upgrades! Fans of Mega Man X, I introduce you to God Car Machine Oinari, who gets a lot of complaints because of his goofy design, but guys, it's just Bit and Byte as a hybrid. They basically morphed into one robot. I mean, what did you expect? Did you expect someone like Leonardo da Vinci to paint this boss? No. Cut it some slack. But I will admit though, this boss is far easier than the thing you have to fight for not leaving Bit and Byte alive. Like, if you leave Bit or Byte alive, or both, you will have to fight this thing. However, if you kill both Bit and Byte, you'll fight something, frankly, a lot goofier. And most importantly, harder. The next boss is what you get if you killed both Bit and Byte and came to Doppler's Fortress, the Sigma Palace equivalents, and it is frankly difficult. Oh my god, this thing. I mean, look at it, guys. Bit and Byte is a hybrid. That looked actually cooler than this thing. I mean, yeah, it's a disposing garbage robot, or a garbage press. I don't know what to call it. I want to say its canon name is the Press Disposer, but come on, guys. Like, look at this thing. It looks like a squid fish thing with an elephant trunk as a tongue that shoots acid out of it, 2 claws on its side that only one is used, and a giant bottom that is used for crushing garbage. I mean, it's just weird. Ugh. But that's beside the point here. This boss is frankly harder, mainly because of how much stuff you have to keep track of. Like, not only does this boss drop other enemies on you that can shoot at you, and blocks of junk, but you can't go on the conveyor belt, which is the ground, for too long, or else you get hit into the spikes or into the boss's own attacks. The boss can shoot acid, grab you for massive damage, or, my god, it will turn the floor into acid. I don't know who thought that was a good idea, considering the floor is the one thing you need for this boss, and dodging it, which is what this girl did. I'm sorry I had to borrow your footage, Pink Kitty Rose, but I just didn't have anyone else fighting this boss, so forgive me if I didn't ask you beforehand, but I just hope you can forgive me one time. Anyways, this boss is really hard. Like, look at it, guys. Even without a no damage run, it is still difficult. And I'm gonna be honest, guys, I actually never fought this boss because I've heard everyone say how difficult it is. I mean, I tried it, but I haven't actually beaten this boss when I fought it. So, yeah, that's how scared I've been. Okay, but anyways, this boss fight, though, isn't too hard with the weakness, but if you're gonna use just the X-Buster, which is what I tried to do, it's pretty challenging. Let's just say that. My waiting has finally come to an end. Prepare to die at the hands of the world's most advanced riding armor, the new Goliath! It's vile. Again, except in a bigger mech armor. Do I really need to say anything more, guys? I mean, yes, his weakness is different, and his attack pattern has a couple new attacks for both phases. But other than that, it's just boring, and it's not worth saving Vile anyways. I mean, it's just... I don't know, it doesn't seem like a very good idea to spare Vile, even if you want to go for the epic climactic battle with him because he was in X1. You can still battle him in his secret stage where you could find him inside of a capsule that teleports you to the hidden Maverick factory and fight him there. And if you come with his weakness, he'll die and you'll get the same line you get here. No joke. It is no different what he says. Even though he does have the same weakness here, he has a couple new attacks like the spread shot and I think he had like a rush attack. I don't think it's shown in this video, but they do have a grab attack if you stay on the ground too long that Vile will use. But other than that, Vile's pretty much the same, so just keep on keeping on, I guess. Don't think that this is the end, X. I will haunt you until the day you die. Meet the Doppler squid, as I call it, that is. Everyone else calls it Voltcurigal, or something to that effect. I can't pronounce the actual Japanese name, but the Japanese name translates to Volt Kuragel, if I'm pronouncing it right. And it's a pretty pathetic boss, but at least it's cool looking in my opinion. And some of its attacks are unique, and I do like it how it's an underwater boss. But other than that, it's pathetically easy. I mean, look how short that fight was. Even with the Mega Buster, this fight is a pushover. Wow. I've been waiting for you, X. I'm Dr. Doppler. I've been watching your battles closely. Your victories over my men have been most impressive. I need superior Reploids like yourself, X. I offer you the chance to join us. Together, we shall build a utopia where the Reploids rule under the watchful eyes of Sigma, our Lord and Master. No way, Doc. Your schemes come to an end here and now. Perhaps you are not as smart as I once thought. Prepare to be ripped apart and to be born again as part of the new body of Sigma. Dr. Doppler himself, my third favorite X character in the entire franchise. Now, I know Dr. Doppler was a disappointment for most of you because he was extremely easy, and even though I thought he was the final boss, even though they were all foreshadowing, including Doppler himself saying, I find it weird that X has defeated my master twice before. I wish that was something that I noticed when I was younger, but as a kid, I had my brother play this game, so I probably just went to the bathroom and missed that part. But I remember me and Scott fought Dr. Doppler, and we loved his fight. Like, it was a really fair fight. Like, even though it's easy as heck, I prefer it over this final Sigma fight, because that fight is unfair. Both phases. But I like Dr. Doppler because this fight had something I never thought would be used. A boss that can heal himself, which is a good concept in my opinion. And Doppler, I would have liked to see them go somewhere with him, like, bring him back later on in the series. If there's any character I want to see later on in the next series, bring back Doppler. You are strong, X. Strong enough to defeat Sigma. Doppler? Can you talk? Sigma's true form is that of a computer virus. I was corrupted by him and I created a horrific new body for him. Where's the body now? It's in the underground hangar of this lab. I don't think Sigma has occupied it yet. Don't worry about me. Destroy the body before it's too late. Time is running out. Thanks, Doc. Well, everyone, that's going to be all for today. I'm Quint866, have a good one, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if possible. Have a good one.